Welcome back to Daily Connections. Here's a popular question that we've all asked ourselves at one time or another. Am I eating the right foods on a regular basis to keep my body healthy? For many Americans, the answer is no. Even when we eat a nutritious balance of foods, we still may turn to dietary supplements for help. With this new variety of new supplements appearing on the store shelves every day, how can we make the right choices? Here with some insight into the supplement market that can help us make informed decisions is supplement expert Geoff Else. Welcome, Geoff.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You know, we're so used to growing up with the ideas of vitamins and minerals, and you got to get those every day. And now there's this whole new emergence on the market. It's not really new, but we're hearing about it so much, about new dietary supplements and herbal supplements that we can have to enhance our health or to deal with something that we might be struggling with. What are the categories of supplements? What types are there?
Well, to start, the broadest category is a dietary supplement is anything that you're going to consume in addition to your diet. And that's not for weight loss, but in addition to what you eat.
Okay.
And then beyond that, you have a vitamin mineral category. You have an herbal category. You might have a food category, concentrated food substances, and so on. So it defines lower and lower into different categories as they get more specific.
And we've heard a lot of talk on the news about having, if you've got different diseases or you're suffering from different ailments, that sometimes a supplement can be helpful. What's the difference between supplements and medication?
Well, medication has been proven effective for specific therapeutic use. Conversely, supplements are not proven effective, and it's more of an anecdotal or with previous instance that they've been shown to possibly be effective. So.
But many of these are like decades and decades, sometimes hundreds of years of experience just with people in different tribes or in different areas, or just brought down the line, and over again people find either that their symptoms are reduced or whatever it might be by these herbal supplements, correct?
That's correct. I mean, these definitely have a long-rooted history, and they've been passed down by generations and generations. These were the medicine of days before.
Before we had, you know, the
conventional medicine, correct,
and the prescription pads and things like that. All right, so let's talk about some of these ancient medications. Popular ones today. I know you said we were talking briefly. You gave me some of the top ones, and I want to kind of go through those and see if we can hit them real quick, and you can tell me a little bit about what they do or what they're targeted for. Absolutely. So one of the first one I've been hearing about is fish oil.
Yeah, that's a big one right now. Omega-3 is a big buzzword.
Anything that keeps me from having to eat the whole fish. I mean, there are certain fish that I really, really love, but the idea of taking the fish oil and all of that fabulous nutrients in a little capsule is really, really tempting to me.
It is, and it's convenient, and it's more than the convenience and the health benefit of it, but it actually is a great way to do it because of the concern with toxins such as heavy metals and mercury that are in our fish supply.
Which is something that they've mentioned before that sometimes pregnant women need to avoid.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So the fish oils have something in them. It's the
EPA and DHA. Those are the specific omega-3s that are very important, have been shown to be very healthy for your cardiovascular system, amongst other things.
Really? And so that's what we're aiming for with
Absolutely.
those. Fish oil, cardiovascular.
Absolutely.
Okay, so another one that you talked about was echinacea.
Yeah, echinacea is another one that's been used for quite some time. It's definitely a North American herb.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Absolutely. It was actually used by the Native American Indians.
Oh.
And that one is definitely popular for immune-stimulating or immune-boosting properties.
I had to say, I turn to my echinacea every time I have a tickle in my throat or I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or anything like that. Now, I've got it in kind of a droplet form where it's liquid. When it comes to different supplements, we talk about there's liquids, there's capsules, there's pills, there's powders. Briefly, tell me, what should we be aiming for? What's the best? What's the difference?
Well, I think you definitely want to look for, when it's herbal especially, a standardized extract. That's most important. And that can come in either a tablet, capsule, or in a liquid or tincture.
What's standardized?
Standardized means that they've guaranteed in each capsule or each mil of liquid, milliliter that is, there's the exact same amount of active ingredient. And the reason they have to do that is to make it closer to medication. Because, as you might know, a plant could have a good season or a bad season, and therefore the active ingredient can vary as well.
More or less
Correct.
of that active ingredient. You don't want
Correct.
too much, and if you're not getting enough, then it might not make the difference. Oh, so that's the key thing to think about, is
Absolutely.
you want it to be standardized. All right, so another one that I was not familiar with at all something called saw palmetto. Saw palmetto.
Well, that's actually from the palm family, okay? And
it is, like the palms I'm going to see
actually,
in
it's
Florida.
a very small palm. It's about 2 to 4 meters high.
Oh, really?
Grows typically in the southwestern United States. And that one's typically used as a male herb for help with benign prostate enlargement. That's something that a lot of men can suffer from later on in life. Cause some problems in the evening.
Yeah, of course. And so the saw palmetto is that it will help you out with that.
Can relieve that, yeah.
Can be something that you look into.
Absolutely.
So without saying any more, I think we know who should be looking at the saw palmetto. And also sometimes people who are suffering from prostate cancer, I think.
More along the lines of, again, the benign prostate enlargement,
Oh, okay,
not prostate
okay.
cancer.
So we're not looking at the cancer.
No.
All right, that's why I have the expert here. All right, so how about ginkgo? And when I think ginkgo biloba. Are they different things, or are they
that's
separate?
Actually that's the name of the actual tree. Okay, and that's
Okay.
actually a tree of Chinese origin. But you'll find them all over a lot of urban cities because they're one of the most tolerant of pollutants.
Are you serious?
Absolutely, you can find them lining some of the streets of our major cities here.
I didn't know that. Okay, so we take this tree. What is it? The bark?
No, it's actually it's an extract of the leaf, and it has like a fan-shaped leaf. And when they extract that and use that, they found that can actually enhance blood flow. Can be also a really powerful antioxidant. But it's most known for that blood flow and then the increase to the brain, which can help with awareness, cognitive function, and memory.
Memory. That's where I've heard of the ginkgo biloba before. So the idea here is that you take the supplement, your memory improves because the blood flow through your body improves, therefore your brain's getting more oxygen and
that's the mechanism they're
remembers
trying to
better.
relate to, yeah.
Okay, all right. I could use anything that helps me with my memory. All right, let's talk about another one. Now, soy. Now, soy's not an herb.
Not an herb, it's a plant.
It's a plant.
And it
Okay.
does have many uses as it's become more and more popular lately in the food supply. It's a great way to add protein to your diet. But soy supplements in particular, people commonly take those or soy extract for the phytoestrogen, or this is the plant estrogen components. And they can help in some ways reduce cholesterol, and also some women find that they do help relieve some menopause or hormonal fluctuations.
Oh, really? So hormonal through the whole, even during a cycle, those types of fluctuations. Now, I'm lactose intolerant, so I drink a lot of soy. I eat a lot of soy just because it's something that I can have a lot of. Am I getting those same types of nutrients that I might be getting in a soy supplement?
You do get some of that no matter how you ingest soy, unless they've removed it. And that's something that I would be slightly concerned about, is they actually recommend, the FDA said that 25 grams of soy protein a day may be beneficial for heart health with a low cholesterol diet. But over that is something that I would be a little concerned about, just because of those soy compounds that are in there, because they can also affect a healthy individual as well.
Interesting. And that's important for all of these that we're talking about, is to understand and to know that, sometimes too much can not be good for you.
Absolutely.
And
More
can
is
be
not
detrimental. Okay. All right. Another one that we've heard a lot about, I know it's probably going to sound familiar to a lot of people, is glucosamine chondroitin.
These are two compounds that are found within the body in connective tissue.
Oh, really?
And they've been used for quite some time now. And they actually help, glucosamine specifically has been found in over 300 studies and over 20 clinical trials to actually help rebuild cartilage. And the chondroitin along with that can help lubricate, and it brings some water and fluid into the joint as well to give it more of a cushion. And so this can help with that wear and tear, that osteoarthritis that we all seem to get as we age from the use of our joints.
So recreates that pillow.
It can help a little bit, but it is slightly inconclusive. Some studies say yes, some studies say no.
Now this is an interesting one. You kind of got me by surprise, because most of the ones we've been talking about had plant derivatives and things like that. Glucosamine chondroitin, are they plant-derived as well? Because you said it's something that's found naturally in our joints.
Glucosamine can be synthetically produced, and it's also sometimes derived from shellfish. However, there are natural sources for these.
Okay.
Chondroitin, that's another one that can be animal-derived or synthetically derived.
Okay, so read your labels, know where you're getting things from. Now, this one I like a lot, especially for someone who doesn't like to eat their vegetables, maybe, or even, well, this will be a question, but talk to me a little bit about green foods.
Well, green foods has been a really popular category lately. Our diets seem to kind of go by the wayside as
they're
life
plunging down horribly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what,
too many burgers and fries.
What they've tried to do recently is they powderize a lot of these nutrient-dense, specifically like young cereal grains like barley grass or wheatgrass, and they're just so dense in nutrition that it's just a great way to capture that, and so they powderize that, make it real convenient for you to get that later on.
Yeah, I first started seeing these at smoothie bars, and you'd be able to go and get your smoothie, and they'd throw in some wheatgrass for you, some barley grass, whatever it might be, and I was like, what is this idea? And of course, it's always better to get it fresh or to get it through your diet, correct?
Absolutely, and that's with everything here that we're talking about. If you can get it through your diet, that's what we'd recommend. However, this is the alternative if your lifestyle doesn't permit that.
Okay, interesting. Now, I know some of these green foods don't just contain the grasses and things like that you were talking about, but probiotic cultures. Can you talk to me a little bit about probiotics? Because that's something we've been hearing about in terms of yogurt, haven't we? Yeah,
well, that's actually the active culture that's in yogurt. That actually turns milk into yogurt. Okay, it's a living organism. And we need those because those are actually present within our intestinal system, and they're actually responsible for a big portion of our immune system.
Really?
And so,
our immune system? I didn't know that. I knew that
absolutely.
they lived in our digestive system and helped us digest, and oftentimes when you're having problems with maybe some discomfort or something like that, oftentimes it's having some yogurt can help you out, but I did not know immune system.
Yeah, it's really important in maintaining a balance there, and they actually think that maybe 80% of your immune system actually lies in your gut.
You're kidding. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's an unknown fact.
And I think
really
of my
important.
immune system, I think of sneezing for some reason.
Right.
I don't really think of my stomach. I don't know why, but that's really interesting. All right, so for anyone who's interested in trying some of these supplements, or maybe they've tried them already, they're on them right now, what are some things that we need to keep in mind?
Well, you definitely want to be aware of labels. You want to check them out and make sure it's from a reputable company.
Okay. How do we know?
How do you know? Well, I'd go to some major retailers for these, or rely on maybe some friends or the doctor's advice if they have some suggestions. Some doctors are more open to this than others, and will recommend specific brands that have those reputations to uphold. And beyond that, you really just want to make sure that you're following the directions and working with your doctor to make sure that these are safe for you to take.
Because there are instances where some supplements could what do I want to say?
Interact, yeah.
Badly
there are
with
drug
prescription medications or something like that.
There are those interactions, and that's why you need to make your doctor aware of that. Sometimes they can have a similar effect to a drug you may already be taking, or if your doctor doesn't know you're taking it and prescribes something in addition for that, it has this synergistic impact at which the doctors are not expecting. Right,
and it's best to have your doctor be prepared and understand.
Absolutely.
Tons of information, Geoff. Thank you so much. It does.
You're
it
very
does.
welcome.
There's more and more and more, but thank you for coming and talking about our most popular supplements today. Thank you again.
Thank you.